TGIF, folks. You're listening to SOAPBOX Daily, episode 198. Hey, I'm your host, Matt Morgan. Thank you very much for tuning in today, and happy Friday to you. I hope you had a good week. I hope it was a good week. It went well. And on that note, hey, how was your integrity this week? Were you doing the right thing? Were you being the positive change when no one else is watching? Only you will know, onwards and upwards. So let's get into today's show. And actually, I'm very shocked that I haven't actually talked about this topic in the last year. You know, almost 200 episodes. And we thought maybe this would come up, but it didn't come up. But I figured I should do a little show on it just to give a rough idea to some people that have looked at this particular topic and went, I wonder what that's about. So I'm just give you a quick little rundown on it and we'll go from there. But today, our show title is The Truth About Cryptocurrency. Yes, the truth about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. Some people get rich, some people get poor, but let's get into this. And the question, I guess, starting off is, are you one of the 84.2 million wallet holders of cryptocurrency? Yes, 84 million wallets out there. And that's not, consistent with the fact there's 8 billion of us on the planet, that's not a lot of wallets, but still, cryptocurrency, what is it? It's digital currency, and let's start in the beginning with the original. The very start where cryptocurrency started was a little thing called Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin, the original cryptocurrency, which has been on a wild ride since its creation in 2009. Yes. Well, in the last few years, the price of one Bitcoin surged to 60,000 US. And that's impressive if you think about it. But interestingly enough, it fell to half that value in just a few weeks. Very volatile, very up and down cryptocurrency. And I've dabbled in it myself. I tried mining it because you can mine it. It's something you can generate. I've got into that in the early years and just shelved it because I'm like, this is kind of pointless. But, the values of other cryptocurrencies such as Dogecoin have risen and fallen even more sharply, often just based on Elon Musk's tweets. Even after the recent fall in their prices, the total market value of all cryptocurrency now exceeds 1.5 trillion, a staggering amount for virtual objects that are nothing more than computer code. Are cryptocurrencies the wave of the future, and should we even be using and investing in them? And do the massive swings in their prices, nearly $1 trillion, $1 trillion was wiped off their total value at one point. Think about the trouble for the financial system. Bitcoin itself was created by a persona that's unidentified to this day. And interestingly enough, it's a way to conduct transactions without the intervention of a trusted third party, such as a central bank or financial institution. That was the whole design behind the cryptocurrency. So Big Brother and the governments and everything else, and people aren't going to be watching it. It's a way to, kind of do it under the table type thing. Its emergence amid the global financial crisis, which happened at that point shortly before that. So in 2009, this seemed like a really good idea. Amid the the global financial crisis, which shook trust in banks and even governments, it was perfectly timed. Bitcoin enabled transactions using only digital identities, granting users some degree of secrecy or anonymity. And this made Bitcoin the preferred currency for illicit activities, including recent ransomware attacks. It powered the shadowy darknet of illegal online commerce. And the power was used for evil before it was used for any good. It's an interesting thing, but it's very volatile, and there's no accountability for it. There's no backing for it. You can tell me that this line of computer code is worth this much and give it a fancy name, but at the end of the day, it all depends on whether or not somebody's willing to buy it for that amount. Somebody's willing to pay you for that amount or take it as currency for that amount. Yeah, Bitcoin went up and down, up and down, up and down. What gets me, though, is that people just fall in line with it and go, oh, well, so-and-so says it's this much. The market says it's worth this much. This is how much I should pay for it. But just like any sort of currency, it's how much somebody's willing to acknowledge and accept it as payment will determine its true value. Because you can have an apple and you can say this apple's worth $1 million. It's only worth $1 million if somebody's willing to pay you $1 million for it. Same with cryptocurrency. Now, I made a few bucks off cryptocurrency, but I've also lost a few bucks on cryptocurrency. It is a lack of a better word. You think trading stocks can be risky? Cryptocurrency can make you a millionaire overnight, or it could break you. It is like a hole that you're just going to throw money in and it might pay off. Now, there are some cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin that hold its value because Bitcoin is the benchmark. Bitcoin is the cryptocurrency that everything else gets weighed against. So whatever the value of Bitcoin is will determine determine the trickling value of everything else. So if Bitcoin's up, everything else stays up. If Bitcoin drops, everything else drops. So some people have been jumping on board to some of these new cryptocurrencies that pop up. And believe it or not, it doesn't take much to actually make a cryptocurrency. Really doesn't. You make it, you design it, you follow the blueprint, boom, 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 boom. Here you go. Now all you got to do is sell people on the idea and get them to buy it. And if you do, it goes up in value. And then great, it's up in value. And most likely, like 80% of people out there, you will have the rug pulled out from you, and whoever created it is cashing out and running away with your money. And I've seen it time and time again. I've invested in some currency like that seemed promising. I got it into the ground floor and it seemed promising. And I put a couple $100 in there, and it was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. There was a cryptocurrency called Safe Moon, which determined in their speeches and everything else, they said, yeah, it's going to be safe. You don't have to worry about the rug pull. And yeah, guess what? There was a rug pull. Go figure. My advice is, as much as cryptocurrency, you hear the, Cinderella stories about how cryptocurrency is great, I'd be hesitant about it. Just consider it like gambling when you go to a casino. There's no guarantee you're going to win. You might as well just consider the money that you're putting on the table to gamble with is gone, and don't even look back. If you want to get into it, do some research, ask around, talk to people, throw a few bucks in, and who knows what'll happen. If you can get a cryptocurrency that's at the ground floor and it's like, we're talking 10 zeros percentage away from actually a full cent value, then you can buy billions of this and hopefully it goes up in value. And you might be laughing, or it's just another hole that you've dumped money in and flushed it down the toilet. So cryptocurrency, yep, it's an interesting game. It really is. I jumped on the bandwagon during this last bull run that that got going, and I don't know, just I've jumped on the bandwagon. I put a few bucks in, but I'm done. I made a couple thousand when Bitcoin completely spiked, and I think I put that all back in and a little more into some of the cryptocurrency, but I haven't bought any in like forever. I just sit back and wait. But I've made peace with the fact that it's gone. And as far as mining it goes, before you decide to get into mining cryptocurrency, let me just put this into perspective for you. I got in the early days of mining cryptocurrency, and here's what I found. I went out and I bought a miner off eBay. I hooked it up. Not only was it safety risks and overheating and power consuming, and that was driving up other bills, it seems the demand for the mining increased tenfold every couple months. So say I bought a crypto miner at, say, a level of 100. Well, after a few months, that level 100 is not enough to keep up with everybody else. So after a few months, that level 100, now everybody's running at 300s. And then a few months down the road, everybody's running at 500s. And a few months after down the road, everybody's running at 800s. You see what I'm saying? It's like a constant throw money into the mining. Hopefully something pays off. It's just like mining gold. Hopefully you'll actually get a nugget, and because everybody else will jump on the bandwagon, and before you know it, you have all this obsolete equipment that you can't do anything with, that you've wasted on, you have no resale value on. Could be a rag to riches story, but I would say go with the good old fashioned stocks. That would probably be a little safer for you rather than jumping on the cryptocurrency. And if you want to jump on the cryptocurrency, believe it or not, there is some trading institutions that are legit trading institutions that will allow you to buy cryptocurrency. It is actually becoming more of the norm. You can invest in cryptocurrency. I know I'm with Wealth Simple and I'm able to buy cryptocurrency from them for some odd reason. It's now a legitimate thing. So yeah, throw a few bucks in there, but don't stake the farm on it. That's all I'm saying. Don't stake the farm on it. If you got money to burn, that's fine. Anyways, I wanted to talk about that precautionary tale just so people know. Cryptocurrency sounds wonderful. I know you've heard about it. I the buzzwords and people talk about it and everything else. It's the scary part is, I'm going to say this. There's people that have no brains and yet have more money than they should ever have running around now because they ended up striking gold and now they're driving around with millions of dollars in their pockets. And frankly, I probably wouldn't even pay these same people to wash my car, just to tell you the truth. So that's, I think, the more scary reality than losing a few $100 into your cryptocurrency investment is the fact that you have some, moronic people out there with lots of money that more than they should have. They probably have never worked a day in their lives. up to that point. But hey, it's the way life goes sometimes. So that's it for Friday. Hey, I'm a little in overtime, but you know what? You only have me for another 2-3 episodes after today. So savor it up. Yeah, I'm going to run a little late. I'm past the 10-minute mark, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to say my piece, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in. I know I'm like a little drop in an ocean of podcasts these days, it seems, out there, but you never know unless you try. And, you know, I don't ever want the regrets from not trying to bring you information which I feel is important, stuff that I feel that people should know about, and say it in my own views and say it in my own words with a little research and backing up behind it. And hey, if I make a difference in one person's life, then great. Then my mission is complete. And I feel that I've succeeded in actually at least reaching some person that maybe they'll share that nugget of knowledge of mine onwards to everybody else. Anyways, I'm your host, Matt Morgan. I hope you have an amazing Friday moving forward. Seems like I got a busy weekend ahead of me. I hope you have a good weekend, even if it's busy or if it's relaxing, whatever it is. I hope it goes great. I will see you again for Monday's episode. Until then, please keep your integrity in check. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next episode.